Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll Spot Convention with the Weekly Comic Book. We've made it not quite halfway through, but we're getting there. Okay, let's kick things off with Star Wars Darth Vader number 42. Where we left off, Darth Vader had briefly turned the droid scourge to his own advantage, and the rise of a faction within the Empire that is conspiring against the Emperor has popped up. In Star Wars Revelations, we found out that Vader was basically planning to utilize cybernetically augmented rebellion troops to take the place of his Dark Troopers. So, at the Imperial Palace, Masameda informs the Emperor that while the droid threat has been destroyed, there are reports that Lord Vader was temporarily able to infect and control droids on his own. All this while Sub-Administrator Moore is re-promoted to Administrator. And Moore is sent after Vader. Elsewhere in the galaxy, on Z9 City 7, a rebel attack occurs, spearheaded by the augmented rebel commandos. It's a win, but Vader shows up, planning to recruit the commandos. Manages to deal with them in combat, though the commander of the Imperial Garrison ends up being trying to help, but being something of a hindrance. However, Vader utilizes mouse droids to deliver a payload to basically take control of the augmented commandos, and it seems to work. But one of them is briefly blasted, regains control of herself. However, a secondary control device is implanted, and Vader once again regains control. On Mustafar, the commandos are further modified when Administrator Moore shows up and informs Vader of the Schism Imperial, and that it includes Governor Tantaza and Captain Korlek. Administrator Moore informs Vader that the Schism Imperial are Imperials who have had enough of the Emperor's caprice and failure. While Vader sees nothing but weakness and failure, Moore explains that Vader's a Sith, is indeed a Sith, obsessed with personal power above all else. So Crimson Dawn got closer than they ever should have, and that's how she's where she is right now, changing everything even as they speak. She admits that they're just a few cogs in the machine, and She could show Vader more of their numbers, but there's no one of note. No Moffs, no cyborgs, no force wielders, just a handful of the millions of forgettable tools of the Empire. But under the right circumstances, no one in the galaxy is more powerful than a minor bureaucrat in the right place. And the great Lord Vader can deign to just look down and say, yes, all that power can be his. And that is where the issue ends. Long story short, Imperials are conspiring against the Emperor. I'm shocked. Can't you see how shocked I am? I mean, it makes sense. It does. It does kind of feel more and more like if the rebels could have probably been like, yeah, you know what? We'll just let the Empire destroy itself. But as we all know, they did not. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Silver Surfer Rebirth, Legacy number 5, wrapping up the miniseries. Where we left off, the Silver Surfer ended up in a void outside of time and space, which is where the issue begins. But he manages to use power cosmic to get to Mephisto, who's responsible for all the everything that's occurred. But Mephisto has a time gem, briefly uses it to turn Surfer back into his Zenlavian form of Norrin Rad, but Surfer turns back into the Surfer. Mephisto takes his truer form, much more demonic, and actually gets the Surfer on the ropes until Genus Vell and Eve Warlock show up. Eve Warlock manages to defeat Mephisto. Surfer removes the time gem, and Eve undoes all that unleashes the time energy within the gem. And disappears. Genus and the Surfer head back to Earth. Mephisto reappears at the beginning of time as a snake, tempting Eve to eat the apple. On Monster Isle, Genus, apologies all around, the time gems return to Gamora, and Surfer and Genus leave Earth. Though it is explained that they don't know what's become of Eve Warlock. And the series ends with Eve at the end of time running into Nova. Frankie Ray thinking herself to be the last one at the end of everything. Though it would appear she's not the last. That is where the series ends. This was a fun book. I didn't read Silver Surfer back in the 90s. It wasn't really my thing back then. Kind of wish I had. But yeah, at least now. Moving on, though, to our next book, we've got Thanos, number 2. Where we left off, Thanos had ripped the city of Fresno out of the ground in California and was apparently looking for a specific person. But Iron Man, Emma Frost, Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Strange, Blue Marvel all showed up to do something about it. So Thanos is flying around Fresno on his throne, blasting the place up, and looking for, again, this young woman that the Illuminati has managed to find. A suggestion does come up that maybe they should call the Hulk. Strange, Iron Man, and Mr. Fantastic all kind of say, maybe you do it. No, you do it. No, you do it. In the end, Strange summons, lets know what's going on telepathically. Blue Marvel heads to Thanos' ship and manages to return Fresno to its rightful place in Central California. Iron Man and Thanos, or Iron Man and Doctor Strange deal with Thanos, knocking him off his throne. Strange attempts to muck with the throne mystically. But the Hulk shows up. Glad they're using the current Hulk as he currently is. So, but Doctor Reed Richards and Blue Marvel combine with are able to basically teleport the people of Fresno to Sacramento, basically keep them out of harm's way. But Thanos manages to temporarily stop the Hulk and steals a car. It's a Thanos copter, but you know, hey, it's something at least. A Thanos truck. And finds Emma Frost with the young girl that he's been looking for. And as predicted, it turns out that she is Death. She's Mistress Death, having taken a human form. I was shocked by this revelation. Absolutely shocked. That said, we do get a brief moment of beforehand of Emma trying to deal with Thanos and trying to actually like deal with him, not just stop him, but yeah, the discovery that the young girl is apparently the physical host, manifestation, whatever, of Mistress Death is where the issue ends. Predictable, but you know, fun. This series, it's not a bad mini so far. I get the feeling this is the extent of the Hulk's appearance in the book, though. Moving on, though, to our last book for the moment, we've got Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood number 4. I think this is wrapping up the miniseries. As usual, this is an anthology book. We've got Strange Ass Bedfellows by Steve Scroce, Last Man Standing by Stephanie Phillips and Danny Earls, and Shanna of the Dead by Mary Sangiovanni and Stefano Landini. So Strange Ass Bedfellows follows Blade. Basically, Blade is doing what he can to protect those who are those still uninfected in the zombie Earth, dealing with various zombified heroes, including Mr. Fantastic, The Thing, Jessica Drew, Daredevil, Iceman, Iron Fist. Of course, he's not alone. There's a sanctuary. There's a shield that keeps the zombies at bay. Oh, yes. He also has to deal with the zombified Avengers. Namor, Hulk, Cap, Iron Man, Black Panther, and Black Widow. And we find out that his allies are Rick Jones, who's getting a truckload of people to Sanctuary, and those who run Sanctuary, the vampires, led by Dracula. And basically, with overall, Blade's playing a long game. The plan is, you know, once the zombies are gone, then he's going to turn on the vampires. Next up, we've got Last Man Standing. Punisher's blasting his way through a bunker. Turns out that a scientist was there working on a potential cure. There is an AI of the scientist And the Punisher explains that she never believed her purpose would be finding a cure for the zombie apocalypse, but she worked tirelessly, dying for what she believed in. Made a choice, and, well, Punisher takes one of the vials and seemingly sacrifices himself, taking on the horde of zombies that have broken into the lab. Finally, we have Shanna of the Dead. Focusing on Shanna the She-Devil of the Savage Land. Apparently, Quicksilver spread the zombie plague here. Khazar turned. As he was turning, tried to get Shanna and Zabu to leave. Zabu didn't and was turned by Khazar. So now Shanna is trying to protect what's left of the peoples of the Savage Land, including her and Khazar's son. But they're zombified dinosaurs. Khazar makes it in and goes after his son. And Shanna takes down both Khazar and Zabu. Though the story ends seemingly implying that her son Matthew has been turned. And that is where the issue ends. I believe this is the end of the miniseries, but I'm not certain. We'll find out in a month, won't we? But that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, Mastodon, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.